All right, how's everybody doing? Good. Yeah, let's actually start, and let's start just by allowing your feet to touch. Bring your head top up to the highest point. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips and your tailbone. And then breathing, take a deep breath and bring your hands just up to the center, pushing up through your head top. Keep the tongue connected to the upper palate and breathe. So we're going to start today, as usual, with some Qigong, but I want you to start stretching while we're breathing. So as you inhale, reach all the way up, extend with your whole body, and then exhaling, reach all the way out to the sides. And at the base, it doesn't really matter. So breathing, lift the pelvic floor, extending, feel from your toes to your fingertips, stretching. And then on the exhale, let everything relax. And you can go at your own pace. Keep breathing. So stretch your head top, pushing your neck upwards. And then here, reach even from your shoulders and your back, reaching all the way out to the sides. And when you push up, don't forget to push down. The tailbone is sinking. So when you stretch up, and then on the exhale, everything's relaxed. So right now, we want to be practicing what I'm going to call Taoist breathing. And this is the idea, going at your own pace, that on the inhale, we're lifting the pelvic floor and we're engaging the abs so that you should feel your kidneys in the back. You should feel your back expand. By closing the front and relaxing the back, your diaphragm should be pushing downwards to your kidneys. Do 2 more full breaths. And then we're going to come back and do an exercise to talk about the breathing. Go at your own pace. When you reach the center, relax. Let's do an exercise where if you take your arms and you reach them around the back, you can do it this way. Or if you can wrap your arms, if you take your one elbow and put it inside the other elbow and start to turn it this way. For those of you that practice yoga, we have a eagle posture, something like this. But you can do it simply by reaching as far back to try to reach the shoulder blades as possible. Either way you like to do it, I want you to, when it's closed like this, if you breathing, if you lock the abdominal base and you're lifting the base of the torso while this is wrapped up, you should feel the back of your shirt expand. And we want the same thing to be happening internally. So while this is wrapped, on the inhale, close the center like you're locking your abs, and we're lifting the base of the torso, the perineum, lifting the anus, lifting the sex organs, all of this whole shape from the sternum going all the way back to the tailbone. That's closing towards the center. And you should feel your lower back expand. You should feel your mid back and your upper back expand with the lungs. So now try to recreate that without having the arms crossed. If you're just standing, can you feel your back expand by creating pressure in the front? So let's go back to the breathing. On the inhale, create pressure in the front, let the back expand. And then exhaling, letting everything relax, but we're still stretching. We're still expanding. Keep breathing, keep working. Again, going at your own pace. And if you like to sink, just be sure to keep your alignment correct with your feet, your knees, and your hips. And for this, we're just going to do 3 more. So if you're just joining us, we're just breathing, stretching all the way, and then relaxing all the way. And on the last one, bring your feet back together in the center, and then bring your hands together in the center. And then connect the tongue to the upper palate. So we have the legs are connected, the arms are connected, and the torso is connected through the tongue and the head top. Relax, take a deep breath. Take your right hand, grab your left ear, either side, doesn't matter. Extending, so reaching through, make all of this elbow, your nose, and your thumb in one line, and then push the back of your head top up and stretch as if you're reaching through these fingers, and then you're pulling back on this side as well. Keep the head top straight, relax, change, do the other side, grip the other ear, stretching, line everything up, push the back of the crown up, and remember, it's the same long, relaxed breathing that we just started with. And then come back to the center. We're gonna do some turning with the head and the neck, but I want you to keep your shoulders in place. If it helps to hold them in place, you can do that, you don't have to, but just turning as if your skull is relaxed inside of the skin of your head and neck. So like you're turning a bag or a sack and it contains your skull and your brain, and you can let the neck completely relax. Leave the shoulders behind. The same deep breathing that we started with. If you can focus on the stretch and on engaging your core. Next, we're going to do a few shoulder rolls. So use the whole torso. And see if you can relax. Sometimes we feel like we have to use a lot of power. Instead, see if you can make the same size of movement, the same scale of movement, while keeping everything completely relaxed. Change, do some going the other direction. Make the circles as large as possible. Engage everything, your ribs, your shoulder blades, your collarbones. Feel your shoulders, your pecs, and then alternate. And again, see if you can make the large movement while still being relaxed. Relaxing will help you make the movement larger. Try to bring the shoulder all the way up to the ear while keeping your center line straight. All of that while maintaining the long, relaxed breathing that we started with. Did we change directions on this? I don't know, whatever. Let's go to the next one. So turning around the hips and the waist. And on this one, I want you to protect your knees and feet by keeping things parallel. The demo that we made online, what I've been teaching is keeping the feet lined up. On my camera, it may look like my feet tilt out. My camera has a pretty wide field of view. I think it's something like a 60 or 80 millimeter lens, something like that. So my feet right now are parallel. On the camera, they may look slightly out. So I want you to get your feet, your knees, and your hips lined up and locked so that when we turn, nothing below the belt line is turning. Nothing below the waist. It's stable. So you can grip your feet You can just activate the big toe. You can pull your heel forward by activating the front of your feet. This pulls up on the arch, and you can feel your ankle is very strong. Same thing, see if you can get your arms into free fall, where they're literally pulling at the joints. The hands pull on the wrists, the forearms pull on the elbows, the upper arm pulls on the shoulders. And then relax when you come back to the center. We're going to turn. The same thing, keep the standing leg planted. So there's energy going down as the other hand goes up. It's a yin and yang. Keep your center line straight, sinking your tailbone with each one. See if you can feel the blood going to the ends of the fingertips. And the next one, turning. So if you see, I'm still facing my camera. I lock one leg, I turn the other leg on the toe, and my head and center line staying straight, lined up, facing the same direction. So try not to get too far bent this way. Try to keep this in line. It will help if you think about sinking the tailbone so that we don't fly away. It sounds funny, we're not going to fly away. Okay, one more is pat yourself on the back. Same thing, keep the center line. See if you can get the hands into free fall. And remember, we're going back to the same relaxed breathing. Let's do this one slow. There's a few people have a question. So for this one, when we turn, the same hand reaching over and the other hand turning. And then when we change, we're going to turn the same hand, patting yourself on the back, other hand reaching, and then open, turn, 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 turn. Next, we're going to do a little bit of bending at the waist. So come back to the center, take a deep breath, and I want you to grip your feet, push your tailbone away, and you're going to start relaxing your spine. Let your shoulders, arms, wrists, let your head, top, and neck relax, pointing towards the ground, as if you're folding yourself in half. Remember to breathe and see if you can relax enough to let your crown chakra point directly downwards towards the earth. Breathing deep. When you're ready, grip your feet, use your abs, use your abdominal muscles, and unroll yourself upwards. You can use your breathing to inflate, like you're inflating your body. Keep working, keep breathing, keep inflating all the way up until your hands reaching all the way, pointing directly up, and then relax. We're going to do that one more time. This next time, we're going to hold it for just a second longer. So grip your feet so that they're stable. As if we're folding ourselves in half. You can unroll individual vertebrae if you can. Remember to breathe using the same breathing technique we talked about. Truly let your head and neck relax so that they're pointing towards the ground. Take at least 2 of those long, deep breaths that we had talked about. And while you're breathing, while your back is relaxed, see if you can feel the energy, the blood moving up your back, down your back, depending on your perspective, to the neck, to the head. And then to counterbalance that chi, we're going to grip the feet, activate your feet as much as you can, breathing deep, use your abs, inhaling to inflate. We're going to stand all the way up on your own, expanding. Use your toes to stay connected to the earth, and then on your own, relax. Warm your palms up by rubbing them together. See how much heat and friction you can generate. And then we're going to try to transfer that directly to the knees. So put your feet together and see if you can feel the heat and the energy transferring from your hands to your knees. And while you're doing that, I want you to push your kneecaps downwards towards your toes. You can Feel the difference when you grip your toes, when you relax your toes. I just want you to get in touch with your knees. Taking a deep breath, we're going to stand up. We're going to do some ankle rolls. So just turning the ankle. Make the circle that the toes make as large as possible. Back to the relaxed breathing. Change directions if you haven't already. And then change, grip the foot, turning the other ankle. Turn the other direction. We're going to do one more thing before we do some Tai Chi together. Almost like what we did a second ago, we're going to stand on one foot and put the other foot forward. You may put it out to the side a little bit to get a better. Here, my stance is very narrow. Here, you can see it's a little bit wider. You can put it anywhere you feel comfortable. You can use your knee, the standing knee, pushing the tailbone back and away. We're going to stretch out this inner leg. So reaching forward. You can either put your chin as far forward as you can, or you can turn your chin down and push your crown chakra forward towards your hand. Try to turn your toes up towards your nose, and remember to breathe the same relaxed breathing that we started with. And if you like, you can tap the back of the leg. Loosen up the tendon. Remember to breathe. Use your abs, relax your back. And when you're ready, grip the standing foot. Use your core to support breathing to inhale to inflate. And we're going to change to the other side. So grip the standing foot. Push the other heel out. Sitting back, you can use this leg to support. Stretch your spine, reaching out. Turn the toes up as much as you can. Remember the long, relaxed breathing. Ask yourself why you have so much tension back there in your leg. And if you like, you can tap the back of the leg, like where a seam runs directly down the hamstring, down the middle of the calf, all the way to the Achilles tendon. There's an acupuncture channel that runs back there. So when you're ready, grip the standing foot, engage your core, breathing deep to inflate. Take a deep breath. Before we continue, anyone have thoughts, questions, comments on anything they're working on? Let's go back to do one more thing first. Tai Chi Harmony. So again, allow your feet to touch. Find a comfortable position somewhere between 45 degrees and 0 degrees for your feet to remain. Relax your tailbone, relax your shoulders. Push the back of your head top up. Bring the hands together in the center. And then the Tai Chi ideas we're going to talk about today apply to everything that we do. So as if the head top is going upwards, almost like a string is pulling up on the center. And then relax your brow. Open the vision. So you can actually pull your eyes way open, like you're shocked to see something, and then allow them to relax. Relax your brow, open your nose and your sinuses. You can actually relax the front of your face. Activate the corners of the mouth. Half smile is a minimum. You can have much more than that. But there is also a limit for Tai Chi. We don't want to reach the grand extremity. If you have a gigantic smile when you do Tai Chi, people may think you're very crazy. So we have to have at least a half smile. Keep the chin tucked. The tongue is connected to the upper palate, and the tongue and the inside of the jaw are relaxed. You should feel like it's easy to generate saliva. If you do generate saliva, just swallow it. The shoulders are rolled back and relaxed. So for people, if we have shoulder issues, we have shoulder injury, imagine that this shape, this triangle from the back of your head to your shoulders is just like a coat hanger. It's the same shape as a hanger for clothing. So we want to pull this part here up and allow this part back here to relax. So while we're standing in Tai Chi Harmony, if you can Roll the shoulders back and allow them to hang with gravity. The issue is with shoulders, it gets tight right here. So from your posture, you can relax. Take your hand, reach across to the other shoulder and grab it like it's a handle for a luggage or a carry case. So like you're gripping this way, and feel what's happening in there. And you can do a little bit of massage. Use your fingers, use as much power as you can. And then check the other side. So take your other hand, reach across, and you're going to feel a difference. There's some big difference. How do I know? Because we only have one body. Everyone has tension in the same places. So the reason the shoulders can't find their natural position is because of what you just felt. When you reach up there, all of that tight tissue is like, imagine you have a coat hanger and it's been bent up this way. So we need to allow it to relax and sink down mostly by letting gravity do the trick. So back to Tai Chi Harmony. We talked about the head top. We talked about relaxing the face, the vision, having a gigantic cheesy grin while you practice, keeping the chin tucked, shoulders roll back and relax. The chest is hollow, so there's not, power isn't going up this way. We're not standing like this, it's relaxed. The center is engaged, and the lower back, this waist is open this way, and it's open this way as well, so that the tailbone can find the right place. The insides of the hips are folding in and relaxed. The knees are relaxed. And if you activate your toes, make a connection between the way that your tailbone sinks and how much grip that you activate in your toes. So connect your tailbone to your toes, and you'll find something new happening with your legs. Push the back of your head top up, take a deep breath, and relax. Today, I want to work on something from the first section, which is a good Tai Chi practice that you can practice just as an exercise. You can practice it in the form it appears in the first section, it appears in the second section, and the third section as well, which is brush knee, C-step, and it's a pretty basic exercise. I want to start by reviewing the Tai Chi Harmony going into X-stepping. So when we practice this first posture, it's a very profound posture. It seems very, very simple. The goal for X-stepping is to take the alignment that we have in this posture and be able to maintain it so that no matter what happens below the center line, the upper part is relaxed, balanced, and aligned, so that nothing below is affecting what's happening up above. So that's the purpose of X-stepping. In addition to strengthening your legs, you learn to carry your upper body with some amount of poise. So pick a space that is your center. I'm going to face the other direction. And then when you step, try to keep your hips level, as if you're carrying a tray, as if there's something that you like to carry and you want to keep it level. We want the hips to stay level and not tilt, not roll, and not pitch, right? We don't want it to turn any of the three axes. So while we X-step from your center, when you step back, shoulder width wide, shoulder width deep, keep the hips in the same level, and then step forward, grip your foot. Keep the Tai Chi principles in the upper body. The neck is lined up. The tailbone is fully relaxed. The breathing is the same breathing that we started with. And then step rear right. So activate your feet. Practice relaxing. Stepping back to the corner, practice balancing. Grip the foot, relax your tailbone. Come back to the center, gripping, breathing deep. Step to the front, grip the ground, relax the tailbone. Make the spine straight. Center. Front left, grip the ground. Relax and breathe. Center. Rear right, grip the ground. Relax your tailbone. And go back to the center. So this idea is precision movement. A lot of times, young people, people with a certain mindset, they're looking at Tai Chi and say, how can it be very effective, especially as martial art? And what we're looking to do is cultivate control, infinite control of your body and your resources. So how we use the chi and how much chi we use to move can be improved with time. We're going to, everybody has aging, we have gravity to deal with, but by following the Tai Chi ideas, we can offset some of those things. So let's go back to doing Tai Chi. If I'm stepping forward in the square shape, we talked about several different ways to step forward in a square. So if I'm facing the camera, if I have my square, I can just step forward into a square this way, or I can bring my feet together and then step to the square. And so the exercise that we're going to do today has what people refer to as a C step, which is if we're using a square, we make a C shape to draw the step and square, and then the other foot is doing the same thing. And this, in the Tai Chi form, by the way, some people have requested the forms, the names of the forms. I have all of that in Mandarin, in English, with the romanization, pronunciation is all set up very nicely for all three forms. So if you like that, email me. I can get you copies of it if you don't have it already. So in the Mandarin, this is called Lo Shi Ao Bu Kanshang. And the name for it is brush knee, C-step, press. So if we take the hands, if we just take one hand and we're turning this way, and then the other hand is also turning. So this is almost like, in the beginning, we have grasp the sparrow's tail this way, but now we're turning here. So try to just use your elbows, relax your shoulders, breathing deep, keep your back and your body expanded. This is a palm, just like when we started. And we're turning. You can practice fast or slow, but I want you to feel the synchronization between your hands. And there's always one in the center. So as this one crosses the center, this one is out to the side, up and down, left and right, up and down, right and left, down and up, right? So keep them synchronized. You can change directions, but in this one, we're looking to brush. And then as this other one comes across, we straighten it to press forward. So if I'm just facing the camera and something is coming towards me, I can use this hand. I'm using my whole torso to turn. And then as I turn my torso back the other way, instead of just brushing down this way, I'm going to divert the power forward, keeping everything lined up with the center. And so now the same, more power is coming. So we're going to divert. This one presses down, and as this one comes up, instead of just continuing the arc, we're going to send it forward. And then again, turning. So here I'm turning the waist, I'm turning my hand. Remember, if we go back to Tai Chi Harmony, this first one, and then we expand shoulder width wide and make this circle here, we're always trying to keep this circular shape, whether it's for crane, whether it's for brush knee, C-step. So the same, it's not just turning from here. We want to keep this expansion as if there's power through the arms and then press forward. So brush and press. You can mirror my movement to follow if you like. So brushing, relax the shoulders, turn the waist so the power is coming from turning here. And then I brush, and then I turn, and I'm still facing my center, still facing forward. So relax the tailbone, keep the head top, upright, brush, press forward, brush, press forward. This hand that's brushing we don't want to have it go too far out. You see, it's just going to the edge of my gait. This hand can come out, can come up, because it's preparing. So it's winding, and you should feel that winding go all the way through your collarbone. Press. So winding both arms, pressing. This is this kind of twisting torque that Tai Chi has. So now we're going to add the step. And the step is simply if my feet are together here, I'm going to make a C step as if I'm stepping around something and then stepping square. We can change the foot, bring the feet together, C stepping, and then stepping square. I'm going to practice moving to the side so that you can see my feet. So if I'm here, without using the hands, I have a C step and then press. You can think of it as a half circle. The name in Mandarin, Aobu, means twist step, or it can mean opposite step. So it's as if we're stepping to the opposite corner. So from this corner, I come to the center and then step to the corner. And the purpose behind this step is if there's something, say we have an opponent that's here, when I C step, I want to step around their leg and then use this step as a pry bar to push that over, right? So as I get behind it here, if I leave this upright, once I plant the weight, it forces the structure out of the way. We can deal more with that later. Questions, thoughts, comments? Everyone has some idea because we've practiced this before. If you haven't, it should be very clear. So next, let's combine the two. If I'm moving across this way, if I keep my feet together, I have same hand and foot. This is an empty step. This hand is raised to about the ear, stepping to the square, press right to the center. And then turning, bring the feet together, arms and leg moving together, C step, press. Brush knee, C step, press. Low shi, ao wu, kanso. Space is limited, so we're just going to keep practicing. Find the square step. There's a small square here, and then when I step, this is shoulder width deep, shoulder width wide, and when I press, this pressing only going to the center. We don't need to reach. If the edge of my square is here, I only need to press to the edge of my square. We can press farther, but we start to compromise the structure. So we only need to press here. And the power, not necessarily coming from the arm, but coming from this center, turning to the direction to press. The straighter the spine, more power coming off the spine. Let's practice more going in just one direction. Brush knee, step, and press. Something is there in front of you. So you close and you want to brush it to the side and press to the center. Brush knee, C step, press. You can practice this exercise any way that you like, any way that you see to do it. One of the things about Tai Chi is when we practice the form, which we're going to do in a minute, we're practicing a specific way of doing things. So my teacher, when he taught brush knee, C step, he said, there's power. Somebody has a stick or a foot, there's a high kick or a knee. As it's coming in, we close the center. And we're moving that thing that's coming in that was going to attack my leg or my ankle, and we cover this way. And once we move it out, we want to step behind it so that we can uproot it and send it flying. It's a very basic technique. But other teacher may teach for brush knee step as the opponent steps in this way. We're hooking the inside of their leg and then stepping in to press this way. It's more wrestling. So different teachers teaching different things. The important thing to remember, head top, shoulders, tailbone. However you imagine the scenario in your head of what's happening, this is a valuable way, it's a valid way to practice the form, but we want to keep the Tai Chi principles. If you can keep the Tai Chi principles in place, then it's correct. Maybe it's not my teacher, TC's form, maybe it's not my form, maybe it's your form. You have a unique understanding. But doing this, by practicing, following the principles, we can move the chi and hopefully relax and allow things to get back into the correct shape. Before we continue, anyone have questions, thoughts, comments on brush knee, C step, press? We've pulled some of these out of the form, by the way. I've taken some of these out because The forms change over time. My teacher modified his teacher's form, and he requested that his teachers modify his form because we have a new paradigm, we have a new idea. I've just changed the first section and taken out 2 of the brush knee presses and 2 of the bon launch ways, just for space issues. Let's practice that one more time, and then let's go back and we're going to do the first and second section, and then we'll come back and review and do some Qigong before we go. Yeah. Thoughts, questions, comments? By the way, always very casual. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as needed. Find a place where we have space. Remember, the first section requires some space to your side. So from the beginning, take a deep breath, bring your hands together in the center, calibrate. Remember, we're calibrating everything in the face, the upper torso, the legs, and then stepping shoulder width wide. Relax your tailbone, keep your spine straight. Let everything relax, breathing deep, and settle. Your tailbone sinking, your hands floating for ready stance. This is Tai Chi, Chi. From here, breathing. This is drawing a circle on one side to grasp the sparrow's tail. Stepping square, ward off. Breathing again, draw a circle on the other side. This is grasp the sparrow's tail. Step forward and ward off at the same time. Breathing deep, this is roll back. Align your feet if you know what I'm talking about. Join the palms together. This is press. Long breathing. Push. Shift back. This is look left. Glance right. Shifting to the front of your square, double press. Turning the square step 90 degrees. This is split hands. We have hook, square step forward, single whip. Turning to the north, the arms fall into place. We have T-saw, square step. Sanshi, lift hands to up posture. Remember to breathe, relax your shoulders. We're turning to the west. This is crane, opening the wings. Keep the wings expanded. Sowe, Pipa, breathing. This is brush knee, press. Tui Bu is square step back. Crane, opening the wings, grip the feet. Sowe, Pipa. Square step, turn the waist for power. This is holding the moon in the chest, shifting to the back of the square. The left hand covers, square step forward, synchronized hand and foot, punch. Ban Lan Shui on the right side. Corner. Open. Focus the power right to the center for a punch. We don't have to reach too far. Turn the waist, still facing west, so the spine is upright. Press twice. We're going into the second section. Horse stance. This is return tiger to mountain. Bring the feet together. Form a T. Square step to the corner, palm press directly to the center. Breathing deep to roll back. Join the palms together. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. We're going to turn 90 degrees. This is horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Turn back to look at the moon. Keep your center line vertical. The arms are round. We're breathing deep. This is spear fist. Turn back to look at the moon. Goes directly into repulse the monkey. Square step back. Press to the center. Breathing. Square. Center. One more. Scoop. Move. Press. Opening on the right side. This is diagonal flying. Needle at the bottom of the seat. Keep your spine straight. Sen Tong Bei, square step. Turn and chop with fist. Square step, breathing deep. Relax your tailbone, relax your shoulders. Punch to the center. Keep your neck straight, relax your tailbone. This is Bouvoir, fold knees. And when you come back up, change step and breathe deep to roll back. Shuang An is double press. Horizontal split hands. We're about halfway through the second section, so hang in there. This is hook. Han Dan Bian is a side single whip. We're facing north, and this is cloud hands in the second section. Keep the arms round. Don't let the space collapse. Press. Remember to breathe. Relax your tailbone. Cloud hands number 2. One more on each side. The Alcho is hook. This is a corner whip. We're turning the square 90 degrees west. This is Dao Tenma. Pat the high horse, reaching, turn, and kick. Dao Tenma number 2. Facing the south, stepping back, turning to kick, and then turn again. Brush, step, and press. Just like we practiced earlier, this is brush knee. C step, palm press to the center. This next one is brush knee, straight step, punch down. Turning, this is turn and chop with fist. Fen, Shen, Pi, Shen, Shui, block, punch, kick. Square step, relax your tailbone, breathing deep. Punch to the center. This is Sau Hua, left deflect. Kick. Da Li is a big roll back. Grip your feet. Relax your tailbone, push your head top up, embrace the tiger. Going the other direction, Da Li is a big rollback. Tailbone is level, embrace the tiger. Left foot steps behind the right. This is scoop the moon from the ocean. Kick, brush, air phone, 1 air, 2 winds in the ear. Stepping back, pull left, kick left, turning 3 steps to turn 360. 1, 2, 3, pull right, kick right, turn and chop with fist, block, punch, kick, square step. Lan is open, square step, punch to the center. Rufeng, we're closing the second section, press to the center. Take a deep breath. This is return tiger to mountain. Block, punch right, left. Bring the left side back to the right. Take a deep breath. How do you feel? Good, yeah? All right, if there's no questions, comments, I want to talk about one difference between brush knee press and brush knee punch down. for those of you that are working on stuff from the second section. Brush knee punch down differs only in one way, in that we don't take the C step. Because this is a punching step, we don't want to have the power scattered. So after the brush knee press in the second section, this straight step punch, we still have a clearing with the hand. The fist comes up just like for brush knee press, but forms a fist here. Remember, the Tai Chi fist is hollow, so it has a space in the center of it, right? You should be able to get your index finger into the center. So this comes up to the ear, and then the punch. If you see the angle of my leg, the punch and the angle, the arm and this leg have the same angle. In some of the Tai Chi classics, this is titled low punch. In some of them, it's titled as straight step punch. In Yang Luchan, in his book, he titled it punch to groin. So this gives you some idea, right? This angle staying the same. If the spine is straight, it's a punch down. And there's a follow step. So let's practice a few brush knee C steps. If we brush and press to the center, and then turning, activate your feet, control your body, brush and press. And now, when we brush, bring the fist up, straight step, punch with a follow step. Let's do that 3 more times. So if I'm here, when I brush past my knee, press to the center. The same, close the gate, the hands become yin and yang, changing, brush and press. And on the next one, I'm brushing, this hand comes up to the ear, I step straight, and there's a follow step. The rear step follows. Let's actually do this one from Gaotan Ma, because there's always questions about it. If I'm closer to the camera this way, after we have cloud hands in the second section, we have hook, we have corner whip, and then Gaotan Ma is avoid, make contact, advance, and then the second one is avoid, make contact, advance, and then when we turn, this is scoop, brush, turn, press, brush knee. Take a deep breath, C step and press, brush knee, straight step, punch. Let's do that again. I'll face a different direction. I'm going to face north this time from hook and whip. So now from Gaotan Ma, avoid, make contact, advance. Number 2. Number 3, press, brush knee, press, straight step, punch. This also goes to the center. It's not to the side. I'll face another direction. We'll do the same thing. By the way, if you have questions, just blurt them out. Hook, corner whip, Gaotan Ma, avoid, make contact, advance. And now when we turn, avoid, make contact, advance, avoid, make contact, advance, brush knee, C step, press, brush knee, straight step, punch down. By the way, this is one place, normally in the Tai Chi form that we practice, we're conserving the energy. So there's a term in the Mandarin that's used heavily in Chinese martial arts, and that term is called Fajing. And Fajing, the word Jing means power, and the word Fa is like means like display or exhibition. So Fajing is exhibition of power. And so when we practice the Tai Chi form, if we're just pressing like this, we're not showing anybody the power. When we practice, if we do straight step punch, like a Tai Chi punch, nobody can see the power. They can see the form and the control and all of the other things are there, the poise. But We don't show the power. This is one of a good place to show the power, to Fajing, to demonstrate the power. Even the Yang style form, which is considered very soft and flowing. Remember, the Tai Chi, the yin and yang, dictates our practice and says that at some point, even though we have a soft practice, we have to show the power. We have to demonstrate just a little bit. This is one good place to do it. Another good place to practice is in the first section. The same, after we have brush knee press, we have hold the moon in the chest. So when we shift back, when this side comes up, we can demonstrate the power, right? You can practice that on your own. There's plenty of examples that we have on the internet to look at for examples for the Fajing. So anyway, for those of you practicing the form, after we have a few brush knee presses here, you can Fajing. By the way, this also distinguishing some of the different styles of Tai Chi. Yang style, again, as we said, we have this very flowing style that happens. Chen style, oftentimes, is showing the punches. The power still, all of the principles still the same, but it's a matter of Fajing. It's a matter of demonstration. And I like to think for older people, people aging, our goal is to conserve the energy. For younger people, if you feel like you have lots of energy and you need to burn some off, you can practice that type of Fajing. But it's like having a car, like you have a sports car, and you step on the gas and you can literally see the gas gauge go down because it's burning so much fuel. This is the same. If you have lots of power and you want to put that conditioning back into your body, you can practice that way. Otherwise, just practice slow. Let's do a few more brush knee C-steps and we'll do some Qigong to close, unless people have questions. Somebody has questions, comments. Let's go from hook and corner whip. This is Gao Tan Ma, avoid. And then your right hand and the other foot stepping forward. And then turning, bring the knee up. Now the same, opposite hand and foot. The spine is straight, the arms and legs are turning. And then we turn 90 degrees. This is scoop, brush, and press to the center. Brush knee, C-step, press. Brush knee, straight step, punch. And to continue, we're turning. This is block, punch, kick. Let's do that one more time. So from the hook, we have square step. This is Gao Tan Ma, pat the high horse. So we step back, and then this stepping back recoils directly to reach over the top and unwind. And then when we step back, our spine is, if it's vertical, is twisted, and then we're going to unwind as it gets to here. And then when we turn, there's a yin and yang, palm rising and sinking, changing places to press to the center. Brush knee, C-step, press, brush knee, straight step, punch. Something's coming from behind, so I'm going to step forward to turn and cover, block, punch, kick. Questions, thoughts, comments? We just have a few minutes left. So let's do a little bit of Qigong before we close. And we're gonna do something. We're gonna actually do two sets. One of them is we can apply for sort of the Kung Fu Tai Chi Qigong, which is, we talked about the teacup exercises. This is really good to open the wrist, open the elbows and the shoulders, and also to check if you have a mirror, if you can see yourself on the camera. We want to try to keep the spine straight. When we practice this, a lot of times, because we want to practice something, you can take something and put it in your palm if you like to during this exercise. And so to keep that thing upright, because we can't bend, a lot of times we compromise our structure. And the goal really is to be able to keep the structure upright. So let's practice. I need to practice as well. I'm going to face the other direction to start. Take a nice, comfortable shoulder width stance. Remember, everything below the hips is sunk and relaxed. And we're going to start with the hands at the side. reaching forward, turning to the side, to the side, to the side. So each time my center is facing the corner. Now it's facing the other corner, facing the first corner, second corner. So my torso is turning the whole time. So breathing deep, draw one loop, draw a second loop, and then change. Use your abdominal muscles, the same long, relaxed breathing that we started with. And see if you can keep your palm upright. Find your own rhythm. You can time it to your breathing. Go at your own pace. Activate your toes. Make sure you're keeping your neck straight the whole time. Relax the shoulders. You're literally coiling your arm around its center line to keep the palm upright. Breathing. We're going to do one more on each side. And then we're going to change direction. So now from the other side, pulling back and away, making a circle, and then a small circle, and then returning. Now with the other hand, a larger circle that's lower, a smaller circle that's higher, and back to the base. So breathing. You can think of like you're operating a whip or a rope, like a lasso. Try to keep your spine straight and your breathing is relaxed. You can go at your own pace. One more on each side. And lastly, we're going to do a little bit of sunrise, sunset. So take a nice, comfortable horse stance on one side or the other, it doesn't matter. Breathing. Reach all the way to the sides, all the way to the top, going back to the first Qigong we did today. Engaging the abdominal muscles, lifting the pelvic floor on the inhale. So you feel your back is expanding. Your lungs can take in more air when you engage your front and let your back expand. You can actually use this as a self-massage to open your back, your shoulders. If you can use your front and relax your back, it will open on its own. Keep the spine straight, tongue is connected to the roof of the mouth. Go at your own pace. I don't know, maybe with Qigong you can have a big, super big cheesy grin on your face and people wouldn't think very, very much of it. But I think if you do martial art and you have a big smile like that, maybe it looks psychotic or something, I don't know. Well, here, when you reach the other side, change directions. Here, at least the half smile is the minimum. Try to turn 180 degrees. So if your hips are locked in place, turn your spine all the way around the center. We call sunrise and sunset because we make our center face the east on one side and face the west on the other. Use your abs to breathe. Reach all the way to all the different directions. We're going to do two more and come back to the center. So go at your own pace. Make these the most relaxed breaths of the whole week. On your last one, just come to the center and we're going to experiment. Just let your hands float. Feel as if they're featherweight, lighter than carbon fiber, lighter than a spider's web. And you control their position in space, the altitude, the breathing will help lighten things up. Bring the feet back together in the center. Bring the hands together in the center. And then let all of the energy, all the Tai Chi, the feeling of lightweightness in the hands and the arms extend to all parts of the body. You can grip your feet to keep yourself connected to the ground as the Chi, let it expand to the corners of your skin, to all the extents of the bones. Put your mind into your Dantian and leaving your eyes somewhere between open and closed, breathing into your Dantian, looking into your Dantian with your focus down into the center. Take a second inhaling to smile to yourself. Internally, while breathing, take a second to give thanks to yourself. You have a mind, a body, energy, spirit capable of doing Tai Chi, and you get up on a Saturday morning to practice breathing, smiling to yourself, give thanks to yourself. Take one long last deep breath, and that's it. Thank you. And as usual, if you have questions, thoughts, comments, feel free to call, email, text. And remind me again, if you want the list of the names of the forms in Mandarin and English, this may help you practice. We're gonna have some new videos coming out. I got some motion capture equipment here, so we'll have some new ways to look at some of these ideas with computer animation. So call if you need anything. Guys, have a great day. Remember to stay hydrated. It's still very dry, so.
Thank you, Brian.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.